What's up, guys? Welcome back to Latin Chopsticks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, Happy New Year, brand new year here. And this year, we're gonna get started right off the bat with one of the cheapest Chinese buffets, or just in general, just buffets in general, here in Orlando that I was actually able to discover with my wife about a week and a half ago. And I was kind of contemplating whether doing the last video to be that Puerto Rican restaurant, or maybe doing this as the last video of the year. Of course, I made a poll, you guys voted, and a lot of you decided that, hey, let's just do the Puerto Rican restaurant. So we went ahead and did that last week. With that said, the place that we're going to today, I discovered it was $12.99. Now this was on a Saturday afternoon. It was $12.99 per person, and it's not as crazy as Crazy Buffet, so you don't have as many options as Crazy Buffet, but you do have a ton of options, and in all honesty, everything I tried there was delicious, everything. So I'm going again this time, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get different plates from the last time that I went, which is your typical, you know, fried rice with boneless spare ribs. That's usually what I get everywhere. But this time I wanna try other things. Now the difference today is we're gonna be going during dinner. So once we get there, I'm gonna try to find out the price difference. So once again, this was only $12.99 for afternoon lunch, which I find it super cheap. And I know we did another Chinese buffet video. I believe that it was near the Orlando airport, and we did it earlier last year. But I think that place ended up being like $14.99, which is still cheap. And it was good, but there was some things that we got that day that I was like, oh, I don't really like this too much. This time, everything I ate there was great. So, with that said, I haven't eaten today. I've been kind of working all day trying to figure out exactly what was wrong before I purchased anything, and I finally was able to figure out, as you guys can hear. So I'm super excited. We got everything fixed. I am starving. I am ready to head out to this restaurant. Let's go. All right, guys, awesome. We are here. I'm super excited. I am starving. But I wanted to kind of sit down real quick. This place is packed. It's way more full than the last time I came. And of course, just because everything is pretty much opening up and back to normal here in Orlando. With that said, I am, as you guys know, thank you very much. I got my lemonade here. But as you guys know, one thing that I always tell you guys to look for when you go to buffets is honestly the more full, the more busy it is, typically the better the food. Not for the obvious reasons of it's busy because the food is good, but because it's busy, the food is fresh. So I'm really excited because last time I came in, it was delicious, and it was nowhere near as full as it is right now. So I'm about to get up. We're about to do a quick tour of all the different items that there are to eat here. And then I'm gonna try my best to film because there's a lot of people like grabbing food right now. But then, you know, it's your typical Chinese buffet, but there's a lot of different options, including chicken wings and things like that. So we're about to get up, we're about to head out and see what we can get ourselves. We'll get ourselves a stacked plate. I'll see you guys right back. All right, perfect, guys. So this is the busiest part of the whole restaurant. This is because all the good stuff is on here. You know, you have your sweet and sour chicken, which we're about to get some right now. Look at this, it was just filled. They're nice and crunchy. Just from grabbing them, you could kind of feel the crunch coming through. Go ahead and add those to the plate. We're gonna get ourselves some plantains and some pork. All right, guys, awesome. So we ended up getting our first plate. I got stuff that I don't normally get just because, like I said, I want to have variety, but of course, I'm definitely gonna be having some of that boneless spare rib, which I didn't actually see it, but I was really focused on just grabbing as much as I can because, like I said, there's a lot of people there and kind of freeing up and not taking up too much time. But let's go ahead and check this plate out first. All right, guys, so for our first plate, this is what we ended up getting. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some chopsticks here, but we ended up getting the lo mein. We ended up getting some plantains. We got this little tiny burnt, semi-burnt chicken wing. I got some pork dim sum, and as well as some sweet and sour chicken. And I always think this is pork, but this is actually chicken on a stick, so we ended up getting that as well. So I'm like starving. Let's go ahead and start digging in. I mean, you could kind of already, like when I was grabbing this with the pincers, man, like with the tongs, you could already feel the crunchiness when I was pulling this up. So let's go ahead and try this out. First things first, while it's warm, let's go ahead and try the chicken wing. It's nice, it's crunchy. Because I got the ones on the top, it is a little colder, so it's almost room temperature now. But the saltiness, the crispiness is there, and the dark meat is so flavorful. I literally couldn't stop eating it. I had to finish the whole thing. Now we're gonna try the lo mein. See how this is. Nice and thick noodles. Let's go ahead and try it out. Okay. So the lo mein, in my opinion, today isn't as good as it was last time I was here. It's not that it's bad. The texture's a little mushy. I'm guessing it's because there's so much and they're constantly making it so quick that it doesn't have its al dente. I mean, it's a buffet. You can't really expect much, but it does have an overwhelming taste of carrot. So that's the one thing I can taste more than anything, the carrot that's on there. Plantain, perfectly cooked. It's nice, it's fried, it's firm, which is my favorite thing about plantains. Now we're gonna try this chicken on a stick and see how this is. Flavorful is phenomenal. The flavor is phenomenal. You guys gotta check this out real quick. So the chicken itself is pretty much room temperature, but look how juicy that piece of chicken is. I mean, you could already tell just like from me. I promise you guys that's not grease. It's the juiciness from the chicken itself. Let's see if I take a bite real quick. Oh, look at the inside. Look at the juices on the inside. If this was nice and like freshly made, it would be 1,000 times better. But even though this has been sitting there, maybe for 10 minutes or so, this is delicious. The good thing for you guys is that I came hungry today, so there's gonna be a lot of different foods. The sweet and sour chicken, I know you guys are not gonna be able to hear it because of the mic, but because how loud it is in here, but it's super crunchy. Some pieces are very doughy, so it does have a lot of dough, like for example this one. So as soon as I bit down, there's a lot of dough in this one. But the good thing about this is the chicken is so flavorful that even though it's a lot of dough for this one, even though the other ones weren't like that, it's just really enjoyable regardless. Really like this. I'm actually glad I got 5 of these. The other funny thing about this place, there's a lot of people staring. So either we have a lot of tourists here that aren't used to seeing YouTubers, or it's their first time seeing a YouTuber do a video. But it's kind of funny. I've already had 2 families come up and be like, hey, what's your channel? Now I'm gonna try the dim sum. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, every dim sum I've ever had, every buffet that I've ever been to, with the exception of the one over in, well, it wasn't a buffet, it was, I had to order it when we were in Dubai. It hasn't been that great, so let's go ahead and try this one. I mean, this one is packed and it's meaty, so let's take a look. So this one is packed, it's meaty, you could kind of see the carrots, you could see, not sure if that's onions or cabbage. Obviously you can see the pork, you can see the dough, it's holding together pretty well. We're gonna go ahead and take one big bite into this and see how it is. There we go, guys. It's really flavorful. Oh my gosh. Let me show you this. The inside is super juicy. It's almost like a, not really like a soup dumpling, but there's so much, I mean, you can kind of see it between the dough and the meat. Really flavorful. It has like a sweet soy sauce taste, and then you taste the carrot and the vegetables, and then of course you taste the actual pork. But wow, that's impressive considering it's a buffet. So go ahead and finish it. Usually I don't. Usually I just take one bite and I'm like, it's all right. But no, it's pretty good. What really blew me away is this place. As you guys saw, the dinner is $15.99. In my opinion, that's still really affordable considering the inflation in today's prices on pretty much almost anywhere else. Not only that, but the lunch special is $12.99. I remember distinctively when we came here. To be honest, it's a pretty far drive. But if I'm gonna compare it to the one that we have right next to our home, so you guys remember the crazy buffet that I did? They're branched into 2 locations. I think it's 3, but last time I remember it was 2, and one of them decided to open right next to our house. And it's like, I believe like $18.99 when you go, and the food is disgusting. It is terrible. It is like one of the worst buffets I've ever been to. And it sucks because the other one is, in my opinion, one of the best buffets to go to, because of the amount of options that you have. I mean, you have Vietnamese pho. Here you have, I think it's 6 different tables with food in it. And in the middle area, which hopefully I'll show you guys in a couple minutes, it has its sushi station. But over there it has like 15 tables and a sushi station that's pretty massive. So I mean, you gotta take that into consideration for your options when you're paying the price. This place is really affordable. It's really good so far. The only thing is it's quite a bit of a drive from where we live. So like to come here, it's like about 30 to 40 minute drive. To be completely sincere though, I'm gonna start coming here a lot more often. I mean, this is already the second time we come in 2 weeks. I know I came back to do a video, but I was telling my wife, because every now and then we crave Chinese food, and like for example, for us to order takeout at home nowadays with the prices, I mean, Chinese food special, like lunch special, before used to be $6.99, $8.99. They're like $11.99 now for like a lunch special, and then dinner combinations are like $15 to $16 in some places here near our house. So if you're considering it, you're paying 2 dinner combinations, you're literally getting 2 proteins and like your rice, your typical pork fried rice, and you're already paying like $35. You might as well go out and do this. You'll pay 32 plus taxes plus tip. Let's just say you pay 40, maybe 50 if you want to leave a decent tip and you're getting drinks. But you're getting all this food for like $15 more, and you're getting a whole bunch of options that you don't have when you're ordering from home. Anyway, enough talking. We're gonna go ahead and get our second plate before I start getting full. I'm gonna try to get some of the boneless spare rib because I want to make sure that we show that because it's delicious here. But I did want to start off a plate with something that I don't normally eat, so I'll see you guys up there. So in the time that we sat down and had our plate, I mean, they completely filled almost everything here to the brim. I'm super excited to get some delicious fresh teriyaki chicken with the onions. Let's go ahead and place this right here. And then we're gonna get ourselves some rice. It looks like they don't have the boneless spare ribs because usually they're right here, as you guys can see. But instead they have crabs, so maybe they'll fill it up later, but we'll see. All right guys, we're back. We ended up getting a different plate. Don't judge me too hard. I ended up repeating one of the items that we got because they literally just brought out. I was trying to film, but it was just so many people. It's kind of difficult. I don't want to get in people's way, especially when they're trying to get fresh food. But they literally refilled that that chicken on a stick. They refilled the whole thing, and it was just like, I was just mentioning how amazing it would be if I could have a fresh one. We're about to find out. But let's check everything else out on the plate. So as you guys can see, I mean, look at this. It is literally glistening. I wanted to get ourselves a crab rangoon. It looks really funny because it's like, they just stuff and close it. They don't even try to make it look presentable like a star. We got some of this delicious fried rice. It looked really, really good. And then we got some teriyaki chicken that had just come out when I got there. And then of course, the wonton soup, which I love the golden color of that broth, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's go ahead and try each one of these and see how good it is. Okay, so first things first, really important to me is how good the rice is in these places. Now, this is plain fried rice. I do think it has pork chunks in it. I'm not 100% sure. I think last time I came it did. Maybe this time it just might be regular fried rice with like onions, peas, and green onions. It's still really flavorful though. Oh my god, the teriyaki chicken is so delicious. It's so delicious because the pieces are so juicy, so sweet, caramelized almost. But it's all dark meat, which I think makes it that much better. And eating a piece of that onion kind of cuts through the sweetness a little bit. So that bite of the crab rangoon. Oh wow, it's good. If I had taken a bite before I had the really, really, really sweet teriyaki chicken, I think it would have been that much better. But check this out. I mean, this thing is super crunchy and it's super stuffed. The light's really making it hard to see the cream cheese, but wow, that is amazing. Let's go ahead and try it. Not try it, but have the rest. Wow, I'm really impressed. All right, guys, I don't want to wait anymore. This is probably gonna burn my mouth, but I want to try this. Oh my god, it's so freaking delicious. It's chewy in a good way. Super juicy, super flavorful. It's unfortunate they don't have the boneless spare ribs, but this makes it worth it so much. Alright, so one thing I noticed, I made a mistake. I didn't grab a spoon. If I grab this, I'm probably gonna burn my lips because this is piping hot. You can kind of see the steam coming up, but we're gonna go ahead and have a little bit. The broth itself, it's so flavorful because usually when you get wonton soup or any of the soups here in buffets, I don't want to say a high number. I want to say like 60% of the time, it's going to be watered down. But this one is super flavorful. And let's see the wonton. I mean, it's massive. Now, oh wow, that's really good. It's really stuffed. The only thing I will say, I prefer it this way but it's the wonton itself. The dough is almost falling apart. But in my opinion, it's so flavorful like that because a lot of other places, they place the wontons outside on top of like a plantain leaf, and you slowly just grab it and you would put it in the broth as you're serving yourself. Oh, honestly, I could eat it either way. I love wonton soup, but I prefer it when the wontons are inside because I just feel like the flavor from the meat is mixing in with that broth. And the dough, even though it's getting really soft and falling apart, it's also picking up the flavor from the broth, so it's just constantly complementing each other. The downside is they do fall apart, so they gotta be really well done. Now, I will tell you guys, the dessert here, it is your typical buffet dessert. So they have like your little, you have your little coconut rangoons, or I don't even know what those are called, but like little coconut macaroons, I think is what they're called. They have like the elephant ears and like a whole bunch of like your typical like little square little pieces of like coffee cake, vanilla cake, strawberry cake, but like the little pink ones, brown one and white one. The ice cream here, I will say, is really good, but about 80% of the ice creams in all of the buffets here in Orlando, like the Chinese buffets, Asian buffets, whatever you want to call it, I think they're all like the same brand, so it's really good if you want it. It's really creamy, but I mean, it's all the same in most of the buffets here. But it's definitely a plus. It does have it, and it is included. Let's go ahead and just take a quick look around on the sushi area. I'm not gonna grab any because I'm pretty dang full already. But let's go ahead and check it out and let's see, what options you have if you wanted it. Hopefully, there's not that many people. You guys might have a chance to see it from back there. I don't know how big the camera angle is, but let's go. Alright guys, I ended up caving. I ended up grabbing some desserts just because it looked a little different than normal. But like I said, they're very generic. Let's go ahead and try the little piece of cake out. Wow, that's really flavorful. Oh my god. So complete transparency. I grabbed it because it kind of looked like tiramisu when I was filming. And it is. It's like a little fake tiramisu. Not as good as the real thing, but pretty dang close. That's the first time any of these cakes are good in any of these Chinese buffets. Let's try this piece of cake. Now the thing that this grabbed my attention is it's a little moist. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's... I take back everything I said. It's like a really dense donut. Wow, that's really good. And let's try this. And surprisingly, this isn't stale. All in all, I'm really impressed. I'm actually more impressed this time than I was last time I came here. Or last time what impressed me is how good the food was compared to the price. This time it's how good the food is, like really everything. Because last time we only had like a dish, like a plate each, and then me and my wife left because we didn't have time. We had so much to do. It was like a week and a half before Christmas. We were getting a whole bunch of stuff together and ready. We didn't really have enough time to really enjoy ourselves. And this time I was able to do that with you guys. Unfortunately, it does seem like they took the ribs out finally. But I'm stuffed, guys. I can't. You're gonna have to come and check it out for yourself if you want to check them out. With that said, thank you so much. I'm really happy the way we're starting this new year. We're pretty close to 800 subscribers already, I think, by the time this video comes out. I think we'll either be there or we'll be almost there, like a few away. Guys, we just need 200 more subscribers for us to make it. And with that said, I'm actually gonna start doing some research because we're about to hit 1,000. I'm gonna start doing some research because I want to start making like an emblem, like an actual emblem. Like I believe letter G, letter A, you're constantly commenting in all of our videos. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I'm trying to remember, and I don't want to cheat looking at my phone. I really pay attention to your comments almost every week. And I'm really trying to see if we can change that emblem. Right now it's just the ramen bowl with the 2 chopsticks, which is really not that great because, as you know, in Japanese culture, or actually in Asian culture, it's really bad manners to have like this, the 2 chopsticks inside. I believe that's some sense of somebody like passed away or something like that. So I don't want that. That was just in the beginning while I get used to the channel, get used to filming these videos. Right now we're pretty close to start, hitting 1,000 subscribers. I have a lot of you backing me. I have a lot of you watching the videos weekly, and I have a lot of you guys commenting as well. So I want to start making like a brand for myself, and I want to try to see if I can find a company or someone that's talented enough to really make that to be the future of this channel, because this is going to be, that's it. You make it, and that's going to be the logo for the rest of this channel forever. So I'm looking around trying to see if I can find, because I want somebody that's talented to do it, and I want something that really defines me. I don't have the imagination or the talent imagination for it, but I do want someone that knows my channel, has seen the type of content I create, and then based on my personality, maybe they can come up with their own and let me know. With that said, guys, I'm super excited. I can't wait to get this year started. I'm really anxious to see what this year is going to bring and what other places I can show you and what places we learn, because yes, a lot of the places that I show you guys is places that I know, but we have already been to quite a few places that I didn't know, and they were amazing. And it's like, it's that amazement of exploring new places, not only for me as a person that lives here as a local, but for anybody that wants to come by and like, he's like, hey, I remember seeing this. I want to check this place out. And I know a lot of you, there's a lot of restaurants that we've gone to that you guys have visited and have commented, hey, I ended up coming here. Thank you so much. And I'm really happy for that, you know. With that said, thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, I can never thank you enough. It doesn't matter if I say it 1,000 times, 100 times, it'll never be enough. I will see you guys next Sunday, and until then, let's just keep on eating.